Good morning, everyone. My name is Adrienne Wooten. I'm a councilwoman at large in the city of Orange Township. Today is August the 14th. I am at 340 Thomas Boulevard, also known as Washington Manor. We are having a grand opening for their community garden. I'd like to introduce you to someone who is the inspiration behind all of this. The gardening, the flowers, the plants, the cow manure in the city of Orange Township. I'd like to introduce you to Cami Willis. And we like to find out a little bit of background about Cami and why gardening is so important to her.
Thank you so much, Adrienne Wu. And I want to first thank the City of Orange for giving me this opportunity to basically bring back gardening into the City of Orange as a township, as a group, and as a community. The inspiration behind gardening came from me growing up and on the Township of Orange on North Essex Avenue. My mother had a garden in our backyard. And I would go out every day and I would help her in her garden. And just having the fresh produce and the vegetables, it allowed us to have more energy as well as endurance, playing sports, just doing daily activities compared to some of our friends that we saw that didn't have the fresh produce. And what they used to do, they were very, sluggish. They couldn't climb fences. They couldn't play sports, and they always sat on the side.
I'm here with Councilwoman Summers Johnson, who is a South Ward council person. I'm here with Cami Willis, who is the owner of the new nonprofit in the city of Orange Township called Baba's Garden. I would like for us to have a chat to let you know about the gardening, the beautification. Councilwoman Summers Johnson has an initiative going on with Little Free Libraries. We have a lot of stuff going on in the city of Orange Township that will make our city beautiful again. Ladies.
Well, I just want to say that this garden and the Cami and the councilwomen coming together actually came out of the first Black Lives Matter march. After the march, we started really talking. I've known Cami since my teenage years, but I didn't know her passion for gardening. And this is why we have to talk more to our residents, because we always go outside the city of Orange to find talent, and the talent is right here in the city. When we were gardening in front of Walgreens on Central Avenue, and she started talking about cow manure, and she was talking to the plants, I said, this sister is serious about what she does. And from that conversation, Councilwoman Wooten introduced her to Walt at the Housing Authority, Walt McNear, and now we're going to have a whole garden for these residents. So from one little conversation to some footwork with city government, now her dream is coming true. And this is not the last one. We're going to be working on something from Metcalf Park near the Brook area. So this is not it. You're going to see these probably in every ward.
Thank you, Jamie. Like I said before, I want to thank the City of Orange for giving me this opportunity. I want to especially thank Adrienne Wooten and Jamie Summers for helping me put this together with Baba Gardens come into reality. And with that, that is the first thing that we should look at. That's the growth that what I'm talking about by sprouting seeds. With Baba's Garden, what we are going to do is we are taking this and we're giving back education. We're going to give back growth, and we're going to give back substance, meaning it's not just going to be planting gardens. What we're going to be doing, we're going to have conversations that's going on, knowledge that's going on. It's going to be teaching. It's going to be growing, and that's what we want in our community. Because what was happening was I came back from growing up as a child in Orange, New Jersey, from going to our school systems, and only thing I saw was concrete. It was no life. It was no beauty. It was no color. Everything just died down, and I just want to bring that life back to the city from what I saw growing up as a child.
Great. So your organization is called Baba's Garden. So could you tell us what Baba's Garden is all about and what it stands for?
Baba's Garden originally came from me calling my grandson Baba. And when he started talking, he turned around and told me, I'm Baba. So now I'm Baba, and my thing is what I wanted to do with this garden is basically make it inspirational. So, but what Baba Garden stands for is Black and United. It's spelled B-A-U, and we're Black and United, and we have to come together. And in the garden, that's the greatest place to start.
So Councilwoman Summers Johnson and I are here with Ms. Dawn Edmond, who is an employee of the Housing Authority. I want to speak to her today because she was here for the initial meeting with Executive Director Walt McNeil. Good morning, Miss Edmond.
Good morning. Good morning. When Miss Cami came and asked us about the garden, we thought it was a wonderful idea. Our tenants had started a garden, but due to COVID, they weren't out here maintaining it, so it started to grow out of control. So to have someone come here and beautify this garden and work with our tenants and our community is like a great thing, and we welcome her. And we're looking forward to seeing what blooms in here.
So, Councilwoman Summers Johnson, what do you think, or like, can you explain to the residents how the City of Orange Township is willing to partner with various organizations in the City of Orange Township?
Well, last month we did a garden tour throughout the whole city, and we got to see various flower gardens. We got to see vegetable gardens in the backyard. So we're looking for areas that we can bring this. This is the best I've seen because it's secluded. It's in the back. I'm sure that it won't be messed with or anything like that. They'll be able to maintain it. So we need to start looking in areas. I've had residents come up to me because other towns have community gardens. I know I've seen them in South Orange. I've seen them in Newark. And it's like grow your own. People are like really growing their own more and more. Every time I'm on Facebook, I see someone, oh, this eggplant came from my garden and things like that. And I'm just going to be honest, as African Americans, we've been raised to not always eat our vegetables. I know I couldn't leave the table until I ate mine. So I think that if we push more vegetables with our children, will help with obesity and things like that. I know my son is starting to love broccoli, which is really good. So I just think that if you are a nonprofit organization in the city of Orange and you would like to open up a community garden, you really need to contact us. Our information will be at the bottom of the screen, and we would love to hear at least your ideas. We can put you in contact with Cami Willis, and she can just help you on what she did. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have someone in the town that's willing to work with the residents. So all you have to do is contact us, and we'll make your dream a reality.
Now, Ms. Edmond, we noticed that someone is missing today.
Yes.
A person that was at that first meeting is not here today, and I know he would break down doors to be here because he is always someone that gives back to the community. He's always, whenever we call the executive director and ask him for certain things, he's always ready to go. But he's not here today. Could you explain to the residents why
Well,
he's
the
absent?
executive director was previously scheduled to be off today, and unfortunately, he made plans and arrangements that he couldn't cancel to be here. He was notified Wednesday, unfortunately, so he wasn't aware. So he couldn't be here. But we have our housing director who works directly with our tenants, Ms. Shonda Hammond and Ms. Christina Mato. So they work directly with our tenants. So they're going to be the ones that's working directly with Cami in the garden to make sure that our tenants as well as our community is able to participate. So I'm going to give this over to Christina, and she can talk to you about how our tenants will be involved.
I just want to say, before I start, I want to say thank you to all of you for coming out to our community. Our residents really need to have some type of interaction with other people, with the community. After all this craziness and all this COVID-19, we kind of got isolated from everyone. So our residents need more interaction. They need to be seeing more people. And this is a great event for them to come out and interact and gather with other members of the community. So I want to say thank you for that. I am very pleased to say, that the Housing Authority is always giving out opportunity to community members to bring services to our residents. So I'm very proud to say that. And, having Cami here and having the City of Orange and the police department, the fire department, and all the other organizations that got together to do this, for me, it's a pleasure to be here, to work in collaboration with you all. And again, at the end of the day, it's all about the residents, being able to provide services for them. And I know they're going to enjoy not just the gardening part, but they're also going to enjoy eating the vegetables and having some fresh vegetables and fresh meal. Thank you.
So Ms. Hammond, my question to you is, with the gardening, I know that there's strict guidelines that you have to follow as a building for seniors. So how can this help them mentally after being locked up in their apartments, maybe by themselves and not having people to come over and visit them? And then more importantly, what were some of the guidelines that you made sure would happen at this garden to make sure that we keep everyone safe?
I'm gonna help her since I work with some of the logistics. Sorry. So some of the things we did first of all was to make sure that we implement security. We want to make sure our residents are safe. We don't have people going in and out of the building and going to places that they're not supposed to. Then we make several announcements for the residents to come out and tell them that we told them that they need to make sure they wear the mask to be part of this event, and that they need to keep social distancing. So I think it's very important for the residents to know that, we are here. It is going to be a lot of people, as it was told to me, but we still need to make sure that they are safe and that we are able to maintain, the state guidelines.
And the seniors being able to come out and garden with each other will help them, I believe, with their mental, because they've been locked up so long. They come down to us all the time saying, when we can go outside, or when can we do this, and when can we do that? Because they need the interaction with the community, like Ms. Mateo said. But I think this would give those that's not too scared, some relief where they can be around other people, maybe get to meet a new friend while they're out here gardening. And just to get their mental together, get some fresh air, all of that. So, thank you.
So here you have it. We're at 340 Thomas Boulevard, otherwise known as Washington Manor Apartments, for their community garden in the city of Orange Township. 2020. Hi, I'm here with Deputy Chief Long of the Orange Fire Department, and I want to get his thoughts about a community garden in the city of Orange Township.
I take the mic on. Okay. All right, I think it's a great thing. I was just explaining to Councilwoman Wooten that despite the COVID and things that we had going on in the city and the challenges that we still have initiatives going in the city, and me being from the town, I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm glad seeing us, the fire department and the police and everybody out with the citizens doing things like this. And I was just asking Cami Willis, I'm like, well, I said, what are you planning? And she said, we doing peppers, snap peas and stuff like that. And she wants to do things in the upcoming season. So I'm excited, and I'm pretty sure the senior citizens in the building are going to be excited. But I just like to see, I like what we're doing in Orange right now, and this is a great thing for this side of town. So,
Okay. There you have it, Orange Township 2020 on our community garden tour. So we have Cami Willis out here. I guess, what is this called? Is this called plowing? What are you doing to the soil right now? And what has been done to the soil in preparation of what you're going to plant today? And my last question is, what are some of the items that you will be planting today?
What we did so far, we've turned the soil. I got fertilizer in here, I have cow manure in here, and I have a little special treatment that I keep to myself. So, can't reveal everything. What I'm doing right now is basically I'm creating lines for people to plant. So when everybody comes up, as soon as they plant their whatever seed that they want to plant, we're going to cover it, and then they walk around. So I'm just creating lines right now, which is another word of plowing or whatever. And what we're planting today, I have, we got carrots, we have peas, we have peppers, lettuce, beets.
How much work after we plant these items goes into keeping the garden? Because as a child in North Carolina growing up, my grandfather and my grandmother had a huge garden. And we, as the grandkids, it was about 20 of us, we would be called over to weed the garden. So will there be some weeding going on, or what types of activity goes on after planting?
Monitoring. You have to monitor the garden, because if you don't monitor it, the weeds will take over. The weeds is the strongest thing that you do not want in your garden. And what we have to do is make sure we have a schedule where we have to come in at least twice a week to make sure that the grounds is up. We have to make sure, with the elements, that everything's still in place. We have to make sure any weeds that come, we have to make sure we pull them up. If anything is leaning, we have to make everything straight. So it's a process, but as a community, it's going to work.
Okay, all right. So this young man here, Mr. Carlos, could you come over for a minute? So Carlos is an employee of the Housing Authority, but he and Cami have become partners or teammates in developing this garden. So what are some of the things that you've done, and how important do you think this garden is for this community here?
Well, when we first started, the first thing that we did was clean out the yard. We clean out the yard. We have some of the community came out. They gave us a hand. Whatever Miss T need, supply that.
Okay.
She needs some manpower. We bring it up and teamwork.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Hopefully, this garden can bring the community a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
And this time of uncertainty, and hopefully we just keep it tight.
So what we're doing now is we're planting some carrots in the garden. And we started off by the Orange Housing Authority, followed by the Orange Fire Department. Now we will have some representatives of the Orange Police Department to come in the garden. This is what a community garden is all about. City of Orange Township, Community Garden, 340 Thomas Boulevard.